I would say actually boredom is a luxury for me now. And how do I handle it? Right now, because I do juggle between my corporate life, my personal life, and also my part-time life with publishing and writing books, I'm actually a person that's always looking at time by the minute. And I also plan my procrastination down to the hours as well, because procrastination is important for reset. So in terms of time, I take it very seriously. If I'm late by like 10 minutes, I say I'm late by 10 minutes. If I'm late for like 6 minutes, I say I'm late for 6 minutes. And I'm very, very precise about that. I usually undersell and overperform in terms of time because I really respect people who respect my time as well because of like the amount of things that I have to do in the day. It might seem quite robotic, but it works for me because it manages guilt so that I don't spend too much time over one area of my life and over the other. So that's why I segregate my time very strictly. I parent myself very strictly as well.
It's really interesting coming from Bedat.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, the good thing is, because time is really important, how has time shaped understanding yourself?
There's a saying that if you understand your mortality, you would appreciate time more. And actually that's the main theme of my sci-fi novel, where it talks about people that can live for more than 400, 500 years already because they cured aging as a disease. So for me, whenever I want to do something, and because I know that my mortality is short, that's why I do it now rather than later. So, and that's basically how I live through life. Although it might seem quite nihilistic to think about death quite often, but I would refer to the people in Bhutan as well, where they have cemeteries in the middle of the town. It's not to say that it's quite a morbid thing, but when children go around it, they see life is not forever. So every day they take their interactions, their little things that they do, they appreciate it more. And that just gives them like a happier and richer life because they just take a moment and pause and just take it one step at a time. So that's kind of my philosophy. Other than that, it's Stoicism, which is another thing as well.
So saying you see the future, you know that it's not eternal and everything. So
yeah.
How do you take time, to take the time to enjoy the present without thinking of, what could happen in the future? So how do you balance this?
I have this question quite a bit as well in other interviews, and over time I've learned how to compartmentalize and to really manage my mind on what it should think about. And the moment I find myself thinking about other things and like my thoughts just going away, I take it back and I focus on these 2 hours that I have reserved to relax. So for example, let's say I want to procrastinate for 3 hours, and I would really appreciate these 3 hours and make sure that I relax and recharge in this time, because if not, it will be stolen away when I have to start working later. So it's a lot of practice and it's a lot of mindfulness that needs to happen. It's easier said than done for sure, but it's just being really aware of like how your mind jumps from one thing to another. It also is very different to people who have ADHD or any other types of like neurological kind of challenges. But I would say just practicing it, being fully aware, journaling when your thoughts come and when your thoughts go, not suppressing thoughts, just letting it flow. It's something that really helps.
In your life, so in which period that really taught you how, something how essential about time?
So my job requires me to fly a lot. So I take about 40 to 50 flights a year. And it's like a minimum of 4 flights per month, for example. So time is always fluctuating for me. I'm always in a different time zone. I don't know how to plan because again, me being so precise about time, being in a different time zone throws me off and I can't plan as exactly anymore. So this particular challenge of time zones really, really put me in a place where I have to be very aware of like my circadian rhythm and how much rest I have and how much I need, how I need to sleep on the plane from this hour to this hour so when I arrive I'm not like jaded or like blur. So definitely this is like the one big challenge that I have right now, that I'm still trying to manage it, but I think it's getting better already. But yes, so this is the one.
Going back to your writing poems,
Yeah.
and now science fiction, but is there certain moments in time that inspire your poems? Like the moment you felt really suspended, dedicated, and unforgettable?
Yeah, so the times that I get inspired is when in the middle of the night when everything is very quiet. So that's when you're about to sleep, then your thoughts just kind of run around, right? So that's why my first book is called Midnight Monologues, because I would write a poem and I would recite it back to myself to check the rhythm, because all my poems rhyme. So that's why I'm like talking to myself, so it's like a midnight monologue. So I have inspirations that happen then, and also, of course, whenever there is something very big, like a big event happening in my life, like a breakup or like a huge war that's going on, or like problems that my friends are facing and they're like just telling me about it, and I just want to write something hopeful for them, then I just use that as inspiration, basically, for my poems.
And for your new books?
Yeah, for my new books. So for at least for the sci-fi, because now I'm writing novels, a lot of myself is actually inside that novel. All my existential thoughts and all my intrusive thoughts are like very, very honestly portrayed in the book itself. And having a more long form format to kind of express these thoughts is actually also a very nice and different way to do it compared to like how I was doing it in the past, where poems have to be like just 2 or 3 stanzas and I have to like make it nice and wrap it up in a bow, and like all of my thoughts has to be summarized in that one page. So having like a long form way to express my feelings and my thoughts gives a different perspective to other people when they are reading my books as well. Especially when you're thinking about women and their eggs, and like the time that they should give birth, like should they choose work or should they choose family. So these kind of themes are also explored in that book and like in many things that I write as well. And because I think a lot of modern women think about these things too. So that is something I want to give to my readers. It's like some sort of calmness, like, hey, everything is fine. You don't have to give birth by your 30s. There's many ways to like extend your egg life, shelf life, and stuff like that by freezing it and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of like just the main themes that I talk about.
Time is a bit of a challenge for us humans. It depends on how we visualize. We have so many different people.
Yeah.
Some people think about that every day. Some people are scared of that. Some
exactly.
people just leave and say, whatever.
Time is always a threat to people. So I hope with my books and like the things that I say to people that they will see time as their friend more than a foe, because it helps them get over things, it helps them grow, it helps them. It's more of like a more positive way to look at time rather than the other way around. So that's kind of like the main message I'm trying to give.